Well, you have
You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
Yes, indeed. You're welcome to the Bottomline Liberia. Jamel Kamara, live from the city of Manchester here tonight. And yes, last night we were here, and we have tonight again. We got a couple of the studios full. A guy we've met tonight, a guy live from the city of Kigali in Rwanda. He will introduce himself. Also tonight with my own man, good friend, the friend of King Charles, Paul, the Lord Children. Tonight is going to be quite interesting. Liberia is full of news. We're going to be looking at the news headline. One of the major news headlines we'll be looking at tonight will be, I think Paul will tell you, don't worry, it's something big is happening tomorrow in Liberia. We want to discuss it from all angles. But let's go to my colleague and let him introduce himself and where they're coming from. My brother, tell her where you coming from, where you are now, how you feel where you are from.
Oh yes, I'm Suliki Koma, and good to be here. I'm joining you from Kigali, Rwanda, East Africa. So it's like 8 minutes after 10 p.m. here, and I know it should be 8 minutes after 9 in the UK. So it's good to be here, and looking forward to a great conversation. And once again, it's a pleasure to be on the borderline. Thank you.
Thank you, Kigali. Liberia living in Kigali. I know the community is huge in Rwanda as a whole. How do you doing it? How many of us? How many of you in terms of community level? I mean, population. How big is
We
the community, Liberia community?
we have a very large, numbers of Liberians, approximately about 2,000 plus. We had an election recently, the election for the Liberian community in Rwanda, and I participated in the election, so we won. So currently, we are planning our inauguration hopefully next month. So I'm the vice chairman for the Liberian community here in Rwanda. So our inauguration
Wow,
will be
2,000, 2,000 Liberian
1,000
in
plus. 1,000
Rwanda,
plus.
2,000
Yeah.
plus. So, what is the Haja? Which city is the Haja concentration? You
You
said
said?
Kigali is the Haja concentration. Which city has the
Yes,
highest
yes,
concentration of Liberia?
yes. It's Kigali. A lot of Liberians stay in Kigali because this is the capital. But due to the cost of living, other Liberians decide to go outside of Kigali because when you live outside of Kigali, the rent is kind of cheaper than here in Kigali.
Okay,
So some Liberians at universities are because 90% of Liberians that are here, they are students. Ninety
okay.
percent. Yeah, just
There you
few Nigerians you'll see working, and most of them that are working, maybe they went to school here, they graduate, and then they just get some opportunity to stay here to work. But
go. Right.
90% of Nigerians are students. Yeah.
Wow, thank you very much. That's Sidiki Kuruma from the city of Kigali, Rwanda, joining us live from the city of Kigali. He's a student now in Kigali, and he's one of our hosts tonight on the show. He's always coming on, and he's been away a little while, so we welcome him back on the platform, the But Liberia. And now, join my other colleagues to introduce themselves. We'll run a commercial, and we'll be going right to the subject. Now, Paul, the Lord Children, how are you from the city of London?
Well, thank you, Jamal. Thank you, Siliki and Pat Dolly. It's good to be back on the bottom line discussion. The great city of London is good. It's good to be among the living. I'm happy to be in paradise, to be among the living. So, guys, London is buzzing. It's good. We are enjoying the summer weather. I know it's rainy in Africa, particularly West Africa, but here, man, I'm enjoying the sunshine. So, and a lot of beers on the weekend. For those of you who can't drink, I just feel sorry for you of them, but I'm in paradise here.
Mr. Dolly, how are you doing? I think we are out of what he's discussing right now. Mr. Dolly, tell her where I think you're calling from. Which city are you in? I think you're in UK, but tell her exactly where are you and
Oh,
how does it look like in your area today?
I am someone. Anyway, I'm Maurice J. Dolly, commonly known Maurice Dolly. Maurice
It's not a one. It's not a singing one. Yeah.
is not a single one. I am ex law enforcement, and personally, I engage in politics. So basically, I have never been part of music. The fellow who was doing the music was my cousin. However, I live in two places in UK. I live in Preston with my wife. I live in Oldham, Greater Manchester, for myself because of the job. So I'm happy to live like that because of my job and my relationship with my wife. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we go for a commercial break, Paul, give us what is on the menu tonight.
Well, what's on the menu tonight? To our viewer, can you share the show? What's on the menu tonight? There'll be protests tomorrow in Liberia. The most talk about protests. We'll be looking at it. Would the citizen benefit from the protest tomorrow? And we'll also look at the promises, some of the promises that GMB made before he took office. And he delivered those promises. And we blend it with the protest. Is that why they are protesting? So share the show. Be fascinating tonight.
Right, thank you very much. So we'll take a quick musical break. In the middle of the show, come a commercial break. Then John us, please share the show. Jamal Kamara from Manchester. We will be with you, sister.
What we want do to please you? Yeah, we get people around. Oh, they acting that they let you when you show up. I saw you turn your body and they choke up. You buy your Lego, hating them. People buy you Lego, hating them. If you can post your man, hating them. Baby, you post your man, hating them. If you want ever go ever your family, don't bring that nonsense to somebody. If you want ever go ever your family, don't bring that nonsense to somebody. So I said, it's a long man, story, like Perry. Oh, get bullet. It's a long man, story, like Perry. Yeah, yo, yeah. Yeah, yo, yeah. Yeah, yo, yeah. Yeah, yo, yeah. You not let me, I will not die. You can't say, you not can say, I will not die. They spit for me, I'm walking on my fire. They try to throw me down, but I bounce back. I survive. They try to play that weed, but still I survive. I wouldn't have bounce on me, one for my enemy. They try to perfect my life. I tell them realize that God picking you won't try. Playing with fire, they perfect my life. I tell them realize that God picking you won't try. You playing with fire. What's the G-Ben-yo? What's the G-Ben-yo? Then I owe me, oh. Then I owe me, oh. They owe me, oh. Yeah, yo, yeah. Yeah, yo, yeah. Yeah, yo, yeah. Yo. Yeah, yo, yeah. Yeah, yo, yeah. Yeah, yo. La pizza, and I want you bring it to the Uber. We is a oh, I'm not talking away, and they owe your my sister. Wobi, I do sade. Wobi, I do sade. Wobi, and all I be like them. We not follow them. All the funny baby, yeah, but we exposing them. I kill them. We not follow them. All the funny baby, yeah, but we exposing them. So if you like it, you get down, tell your mom, yeah. We let people, we go last, so we don't care. Some men want to come a little west, yeah. As soon as see you in a belly, little guest, yeah. Wobi, I do sade. Wobi, I do sade. Wobi,
It's one problem music.
Once again, thank you very much for joining us. My name is Jamal Kamara. My colleagues here are joining me from Siliki is joining us from Kigali, Rwanda. Paul, the Lord Tolokle, good friend of King Charles from London, Great City of London. My good friend here, Maurice Chankuba Dole, also joining for Preston, as well as Oldham. That's around Manchester. Guys, tonight we're going to be discussing the key issue. Tonight will be tomorrow protest. Tomorrow, the 7th of July. There's a pressure group, political pressure group in Liberia called Stand. They'll be having a massive nationwide protest tomorrow in Liberia, and it's gotten a lot of attention. So it's been planned since about 2, 3, 4 months ago. I think it's about 6 months, and there's a concern. There's a concern in the country. People are saying that the protest should not be held for many reasons, while others are saying it should be held because of the situation. Paul, this condition in the country is not going well, and they need to challenge the government, put the government feet to fire to make sure they live up to their promises. Paul will take us through and tell us why this protest will be held, why the group, the pressure group, political pressure group Stand is holding the protest. Paul, take us through what do you get for us tonight.
Well, thank you, Jamal, and thanks to our audience. Kindly share the show. Look, Jamal, the protest tomorrow, based on Stan's view that the government, the ruling establishment, did made a promise to the Liberian people, and they have not lived by the promise. One of the things they had on their agenda was rule of law, and they have been the most violator of the rule of law in Liberia. Another thing is that on their list is police brutality. If you can remember the beginning of their turn, the situation in Cape Mark in Georgia, that police killed 3 persons. Up to now, there haven't been any report on that. The removal of 10 new positions. So all of these things have been taken into consideration, and the hardship in the country, according to Stan, that the market women cannot afford, people not buying because of the hardship, and all of these promises that were made, the hardships keep growing. So they're protesting tomorrow. So those are some of the things that's all of more they have. So they want to speak to the government and give them petition that the government should do something better. So that's what the protest is about. And equally so tonight, we'll play about 3 little clips on some of the promises that President Barker made to the nation. Have he lived up to those promises? Is that why they are protesting? So to our viewers, tonight will be firing. Kindly share the show. So Jamal, that's what on the menu for tonight.
Okay. Thank you very much. Before you take through, I will speak to Al Sidiki Kurumams Dollar to tell us, Liberia is known for government being faced with a lot of protests, like the CDC government had 58 or more protests. Ellen Johnson government faced a lot of protests. And I think there's been one of the protests, major protests faced by the government after almost nearly 2 years in power. Sidiki, take me through, from your experience, why in Liberia, do the protests really make any achievement so far from your political protest?
First of all, before I go into that question, there's a release that was just put out from the LTA, the Liberal Telecommunication Authority. The heading or the subject of the release is possible internet interruption due to technical issue beginning July 17, 2025, which is tomorrow. So they are trying to shut down the internet tomorrow so that, because remember now, the US Africa Summit were hosted a few days ago, and Liberia was on the international news, whether for the positive, for I see it to be from the positive side, even though some people consider it to be a disrespect to our president and all of that, but we're in the news. So seeing us again, Liberians coming out tomorrow to protest for bad governance, maybe that's why the government is coming up to shut down the internet tomorrow, which is, it's sad, but let the people come out and express themselves. It is a constitutional right. But back to your question, if protests, have really been,
go on.
If the different protests being organized, for me, I think in some way I would say yes, and in some other way I would say no, because the intent of peaceful protests is to kind of call the government attention to some of the things that they are doing that is not in the interest of the people. Maybe they may have forgotten about the promises they made, like Paul Chunopy said. So it's just basically to remind them and kind of alert the international community that look, things are bad off because every time the leaders get an opportunity to travel to international forums, they create this mindset that they are working, things are going well with the people. And so if the victim themselves can come up and speak up, I think it's good. But on the other hand, what I would say is that Liberians should not always depend on protests. And I will end on this note. Here is why Liberians should not depend on protests. During election time, let's vote for people based on what they can do. Let's evaluate them. Let's ask the tough questions. But somebody in Liberia will tell you, "I'm not voting for you because you not give me T-shirt, you not give me sticker, and the rest of the other reasons. That are not ready because this thing called presidency is not a football game." And I will end on this note. When you start a football match, when you're the coach for a team, when the player is not performing in the first 5 minutes, you get a right to set that player down and put another player in. Even 2 minutes, that decision is up to you as a coach. But when you make or when you elect somebody as a president for a country, you are giving that person a mandate that comes over time frame. In the case of Liberia, it's 6 years. So even if tomorrow's thing can put 100,000 people out, Joseph Barker will be president for 6 years. It's not going to change anything. So we have to be careful. At the end of the day, we just hope for a peaceful environment, but it's both ways regarding your questions. Sometimes against, for example, the June 7th protest, it actually affect the government of Liberia during presidency. We are time. It affected them to the extent that, they were afraid. They had to send the vice president on the protest scene to receive the petition. But can we get that kind of number we got June 7th? That is the tough questions, but at the end of the day, it is every Liberian right to come out to protest. So thank you so much.
Yeah, well, I know we got listen. If you just joined us, this is the Born Liberia coming live instead of Europe. Tomorrow is the biggest massive protest in Liberia, organized by a group called Solidarity and Trust for New Day Stand, has declared Thursday tomorrow in Liberia, the date of the people. The national protest aim is confronting the countries that are depending on economic and governance crisis. So the government is not doing well in terms of security governance. This is doing tomorrow. Well, I know you'll take the video. Just one, I give Mr. Dollar 1 minute. Mr. Dollar, you were a police officer, ex-police officer. And when these something, I know you face a lot of demonstrations or protests in Liberia. When these things are coming up, how you guys deal? How were you feeling like? How was the situation like? You are all gear up, brace up for the day to challenge you. I think you were one of those guys on the street, make sure people's rights are observed and people no extra, they don't go against the law. And tell me your experience organizing what these contributing protests in Liberia as an ex-police officer.
Yeah, basically from my experience in a crowd control technique, because this is a crowd going to get on the street tomorrow, how to control them, detain them, manage them properly. You need to exhibit friendly relationship with the people. So when you exhibit friendly relationship with the people will behave honorably. But if you become hostile on them, then they will also turn hostile on you. So if I was the one that responsible for controlling the crowd tomorrow, that is the initiative I'm going to take and establish a liaison for the crowd, because these are citizens of my country. And something got them annoyed. And we have two situations on end. We got protests, we got demonstration. Demonstration, sometimes you go, wow, off control. But protest is a peaceful march to present a petition to your relevant government to say, look, this is a thing that we see happening is not correct, and we want it to be rectified.
Thank you.
So when people are doing that,
sorry.
as a law enforcer, I think you need to be friendly with them, not to be hostile. What Gregor Kuma is doing right now, bringing people, even somebody is officers are performing very rude on his public domain, his stuff and things. Then it was not necessary. It was very much unprofessional. He himself realized that some of the officers that they putting them on the joint security operation were out of control. They suspending some of them, they dismissing some of them, all this kind of thing. Then that is correctly wrong. That's what I say.
Thank you very much. We'll give chance to Paul to run the little shot that the president, His Excellency Joseph Numa came to power. Some promises he made. Stan, the political pressure group, is saying there's a deepening economic and governance crisis in the country. Let's see if they match. Paul have to run some video from the speech, the inaugural speech made by the president. Are we living? Is the government living up to its promises? So, Paul, let's go. Let's have you.
Right. So to start with, I will start with this one where the president said he came to serve, and there will be no friendship. I want you to listen to it. Then I will play two other ones about the country that he was taking over.
I can tell
so let's
you
listen to this
that
quickly.
I come to work not with friendship. I have friends, but there is a clear line of demarcation between friendship, family, and managing. With the experience that we come with a country that celebrates 176 years, and with the life of our people living below the poverty line, I don't think we come into government again to start thinking about our family, to start talking about. I think we come there to make sure that we give the Liberian people hope, and I'm committed to that.
That was an interview held by VOA, right?
That was
2 years ago.
Yes, that was on VOA. Yes.
Okay.
When he won the election, that was the interview. So before that interview, there was another interview, and I want our listener to chime in too. There's another interview. Just listen to this one here.
Liberia today, where are the clinics, where are the schools, where are the streets, where are the roads? Not because we couldn't build them, but the monies have been diverted to individuals. And what are these individuals? They go outside the country, they buy houses, but the country that they make the money from, they are afraid to use the money there. So they go out, they forget that there are hundreds of children here that are not going to school. There are no medical. I have a very close friend now who is sick in Foya. He could have been brought here by helicopter, but where they? Corruption is a poison. Whatever it touches, it destroys. It deprives people from having good roads. It deprives others from having good medical facilities. You're always wishing to go else. Look at Liberia.
So, medical facility, good roads, corruption deprive people. People take money, they build houses outside. We've been 2 years now, coming to 2 years in government. So, I'll play the last one, and then we can start a conversation.
With you, the mining sector has been one of the most problems in this country. In my lifetime, I've seen the mining sectors. I have seen our resources exploited, and I have seen the lives of the people remaining the same or worse. For most of the areas where mining has taken place, they have become ghost cities. A lot of people there unemployed. Nobody has even cared to find out what should happen to those people who, because of mining, have been there. The mining sector is going to be within our very, very watch. We're going to know what is happening with our resources, what are the people getting for them, and what do we see after they are no longer there.
So the conversation starts, gentlemen. The mining sector, that's where the trouble started from. King George, when they protested, the police went and killed 3 persons there. is something that on the stand list of protests. Where those victims, where are they? They report from those. What happened? Why the police got away with brutality? Have the mining sector, the problem being fixed now? We know the millions of dollars of gold that is taken out of King George, fly to Freetown, is in Europe. Metal, the mining sector, what have they done in the first 2 years? These are the issue. People now going to school, children now attending hospital. These are the issue. Have the government done something about this? It was the promise that JB made to the nation. The conversation start. Gentlemen, you listen to the tape. This is what STEM is protesting. What say you all?
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Paul. This is if you just joined, we'll just reminding you, Bottomline Liberia once again. We're discussing tomorrow big event. It's a massive protest tomorrow in Liberia, organized by the group called Stand, a political pressure group. But the thing is, like, they're saying that the government has been having deepening economic and governance crisis happening in the country. And the question, Paul, we want to raise to the people right now is, like Sidiki just put it right. We try to sell bad leadership to our people. When they get to power, then we will turn to get protests all over the place. And this is not a football match where you get a red card and get you out and be replaced, or it can be replaced. This is like when the time period, there's a period of time where the president gets into power 6 years to 9 years. I mean, 6 years they're in power. You can get them out. So how do you correct the situation? Will these protests yield results? That's the question we're all having right now. Madam Sali, how many 50 some more 8 or something protests from the CDC opposition against Madam Salif, and it was almost the same thing. So the question we have here: protests is good, but will they yield any results? Are we now afraid that they may provoke to another chaos? That's the fear we have, Paul. It's a good thing to bring the government feet to fire to make sure that the government understand that the promises they made, they have to live by the promises. They can't keep and just make political gimmicks. At the end of the day, they just go scot-free. We want it to be handled when the government to face something. They worry the police, the security apparatus, and the Liberian in general be worried about. We don't want this to escalate into any chaotic situation. So that would be my argument. Protest is good, but how can we control the crowd and the situation? People are desperate. If you look at the living condition of our people, most people are desperate. They could take the situation and where the protest organizer don't have control over, they can just go, help this guy. They can go like, like hell this chicken and get something done without their control. How do you put that under control? Those are things that I hope these things are under control and they have the constitutional right to organize protests. But I hope it's being organized properly so it will not escalate into something that we all regret.
Can I come in?
Sidiki?
Go on.
You want Sidiki to come first or me?
No, go ahead, Mr. Morris.
Thank you very much.
Pardon, come then, Sidiki will come last.
All right, thank you, sir. You see what happens in any given situation, national security comes first for any nation. You see, what is really, really happening in our country is very scary. For a matter of fact, that people that hindering the affair of our nation, they are not hindering it with sincerity. But let me tell you guys one thing. Whatever situation you are doing, if you're not doing it with honesty, you will only last for some time, you will not last forever. You see, the 3 videos that you just put out about the old man, everything is contrary now to how he performing completely. First of all, let's go to the protest. Protest is a right of every citizen to do. The only way he can go off hand become chaotic is the way the national security apparatus handle it, that will cause it to be chaotic. It happened when I was teenager during Togo administration, April 14 riot. That was a riot, West riot. We started it was peaceful. I was living in Gibraltar at the time, Barton. We started. There was a store in Baton, the Injo called Rico. Anything you find in New York, you could find it there in that store. But since that particular day, things went off hand. That store was looted. Up to now, the store did not come back to Labrador. Many companies left Labrador from that time up to now, they didn't come back. So if the securities apparatus did not handle the systems maturely, then he will go off hand. So that will make sure that things, when you say something, you come into power, you do it. If you cannot do it, somebody Siliki says something that is not like a football game. Yes, but it's a seminar. You understand what I'm saying? It's a seminar. When somebody is being elected by the people for a perceived reason, if the person go contrary over doing that, the citizens have a right to petition to their lawmaker. The lawmakers also have a right to impeach whoever have been elected to do a specific thing he did not do it. But it's not possible in Liberia because of why? The poverty. Small money fill the eyes of the people. So it will be difficult to even obtain 10,000 signatures to petition. Some action to be taken. That's a bigger problem we have in Liberia. Otherwise, the president misbehave, he can be impeached. He had been done, he did it before in Liberia way back. You know what I'm saying? That is about 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But since then, the politician then found a solution to it. It's allowed to keep the people in below the poverty line. So they will not have the audacity to even go to work and petition signature for impeachment. So, gentlemen, God pray that this particular protest being handled peacefully. That's what I can say. But the security, if anything go wrong, we will hold the national security responsible. Because they did it in trouble time, that led to the people going bitterly against two-party administration. So let the security know that if they didn't handle it properly, the citizens will continue to rise. It happened. And in politics, if you kill one person, if you were having one enemy, then he got 10 enemies. Let me tell you. So let the security know that. That's what I can say.
Oh, thank you, Padole. Siliki, you said something about the internet. They planning to shut down the internet. Does the police have some interior motive also to do something crazy that they will shut down the internet? If they're there to protect life and property, why would they want to shut down the internet? People is trying in our constitution. People have the right to call upon their government. Why they want to? So talk to us based on the promises that GMB have made to the country before he took power. So today now, people are want to hold him for what he promised. What say you?
Yeah, first of all, I wanted to make a clarity. The shutdown of the internet is from the Liberia Telecommunication Authority, the LTA. And, again, for me, I will consider the government because throughout, if they had any maintenance, issues that they wanted to carry on with the internet cable, they should have done that some months ago or a few days ago. But the fact that they are doing it today, it just speaks a lot. With just a day to the protest, and this is really, really concerning. Mr.
Hold
Dollar
on,
says,
Sidiki. Hold on. Sidiki, hold on. About 3 months or 4 months ago, there was
mhm,
internet, how they call it,
yeah,
renovation that they carry on. And
yeah,
they said for that 7 days. So we know
yes.
that it's supposed to be fixed. So why
Mhm.
now? You talk to us.
So the thing is, I think in our release they made it clear that there has been constant, issue with the internet based on the fact that where the invisible park is, according to them, is there's a cable that's supposed to run under there, and the park is
Mhm.
disturbing. In fact, there was some rumors on the internet that they wanted to get rid of the invisible park so that they can settle that internet issue, but they had to bypass it, and all of that. So it's like they did the renovation that time, but it's still causing problem. But even as that, I don't think that issue started today or yesterday, but it's because of the protests. As I said, the government is trying to protect itself because if you shut down the internet, uh, a lot of people might not be able to see what will be unfolding tomorrow, except people using different internet system and all of that. But Mr. Dollars spoke about something, and it's very important about how the police will conduct themselves tomorrow. So for me, I want to speak on the two sides, both the organizers of the protests and the police, should just cooperate. The protester, they have the petitions, and I've heard a lot of concerns on the media. People are saying Moba Molu and the rest of the people who plan the protest, they don't have the credibility to organize any protest and what have you. And this is what I get to say in response to that. Personally, for me, I have my own issue with Molu, and the rest of the folks, but I believe it is a right to protest because they are Liberians, and most of the things they're speaking about, they are not making it up. It is happening in Liberia. For example, they spoke about police brutality in Kinjor, Great County. Three people died there because of the violence between the residents of that place and the police. Just 2 days ago, the workers at the transport ministry came out to protest. One of the female were beaten. She had blood running all through her nose. And so there are different scenarios where Liberians will come up peacefully to speak up, and then they will be beaten and taken advantage of. So this is a fact. It's happening in Liberia. You can disagree with Moba Molu that is a sedition or former CDC chairman. That is okay, but this has nothing to do with CDC. And in fact, what is so disappointing, Brother Paul, is that people that are now telling us today that protest is bad, they were all organizers of June 7. At the time, they were in opposition. The likes of Mo
Exactly.
Ali, Stephen Johnson, and the rest of the other guys. They were in opposition yesterday. They planned June 7. They told other Liberians to come up on the day of June 7 to protest, to demand the government to do what is right. But today they're telling us that before Mobile Molu and other people call for protest, they should tell their family to be there. You call for protest yesterday, your family are not there. So why the other people should call for protest today, their family be there? So all these things are tactics, to scare people away from coming out tomorrow. But again, the police should understand that they bear the higher responsibility. I saw a short conference from the police RG that the protest planner or organizers, they asked them to get a permit from the Justice Ministry, and they should communicate with them which route they will be taking tomorrow so they can provide security. But up to now, the organizers of the protest, have not been cooperative towards that. First of all, we have to understand that no citizens of Liberia need any permit from anybody to protest. You don't need permit. You only need that permit is somehow to provide security for you, but it is not a must that you must get a permit before you come to express your grievances. No. So if the organizer don't call you, you are the RG of the police. Watch the street tomorrow, whatever route they'll be taking, go there and provide security. But don't use that as a means to intimidate people. And the protester too, they shouldn't engage into violent act. Don't be throwing stone at people. Go out there tomorrow, make your voices here. But at the end of the day, we have to come to a point and do more than just protest. We have to reach to a point and say, you know what? If you say you want to be president, come and tell what you will do. And let's ask questions. If somebody is, because it's easier to tell you I will do this, I will build road, I will empower the market women or the this, build the economy, fix road, fix the health facility, but how you going to do it? And then you yourself, you ask yourself, is this person capable of doing this? It's just as Leaky come out and tell you, I'm a pilot. I can fly plane, and then you've never seen me fly plane before. Then you get in a plane, you allow me to go there as a captain. You're taking a risk with your own life. You must see me first, and then you can be a showboat. A lot of people don't do it in Liberia, We just wake up, we jump behind people, and we're so sentimental, we're so emotional about this thing to the extent that now, as we speak, the presidency of 2029 is being determined between Jeremiah Kun and George Weah, who was there, that failed. And this is how you know that we have to do more, because if George Weah come by tomorrow, and the same protesting that we're doing, nothing will change. You will protest, and George Weah will not be coming to you 2030 something for re-election. He's not going to listen to you. So you will protest, nothing will happen. But we wish them all the best tomorrow. The police should understand our role, as Mr. Dollar said. They should, sometimes, even in the US, people can insult police when they're protesting. But like when you insult the police, and if you offend them, you won't beat you up. So police, you got to stand some constraint. They'll insult you. Once they're not breaking any law, then,
Yeah.
So that's this. In the case of Liberia, it's different. But let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's see what happens. And also,
So you're right, Siddiqui. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But
yeah, I wanted to come in 1 minute. You spoke about the video you played regarding President Barker promises he made when he was first elected. He appeared on I think it was VOA, Voice of America, something like that. And he had an interview. He expressed his commitment to fighting corruption. But, just exactly what Mr. Dollar said. We got to do something here. President Barker, every time the president has an opportunity to come to the media, the things he say and the kind of actions we are seeing from him is different. The president come and tell you he's going to fight corruption. He's passionate about fighting corruption. Nobody will steal the bring money and get away. But the president suspend, and that is also part of the gas petition tomorrow. That people are being suspended, and at the same time they're taking pay. And that should stop. You can't be a president that says you're passionate about fighting corruption, but you suspend people at the same time you pay them. That's number one. Number two, you can't have suspended officials. You send them to the LACC. We have so many cases before the LACC up to now. There is no update. The government is yet to come up with any indictment against those people. I saw them putting a release up a few days ago that they put a travel ban on Abdullah Kamara from LTA and the former lawmaker, that female, who they accused of using the government money to buy Vigo for a private company. So they put a travel ban on it, but that is not enough. Liberians want to see people going to jail if actually they are guilty. If not, clear that name off and then let them go if you don't want to reappoint them. So the president speak on so many occasions, different interviews, but you don't mean what you say.
So, Siddiqui, you are right. We got a newspaper clip that said the grand jury had cleared the guy from LTA, so they didn't find any corruption charges on him. But we'll look at that before we leave. Something I wanted to show, I want Jeremiah and Padoli to chime in here. I'm going to play the GMB video where he said, where are the rules? Where are this? And something caught my attention. I want to play the few minutes, then I'll show something else, and then I want Jeremiah and
Liberia
Padoli
today,
to chime in.
where are the clinics? Where are the schools? Where are the streets? Where are the roads? Not because we couldn't build them, but the monies have been diverted to individuals. And what are these individuals? They go outside the country, they buy houses, but the country that they make the money from, they are afraid to use the money there. So they go out, they forget that there are hundreds of children here that are not going to school. There are no medical. I have a very close friend now who is sick in Foya. He could have been brought here by helicopter, but where are they? Corruption is a poison. Whatever it touches, it destroys. It deprives people from having good roads. It deprives others from having good medical facilities. You're always wishing to go else. Look at Liberia.
Okay. This is what I want you guys to talk about. This is the $1.1 million bulletproof car. Joseph Barker just told us that because of corruption and all the deprived people, no schools, the hospital, medical facility, but you can afford to ride $1.1 million bulletproof car. This money could have gone to the hospital. Gentlemen, these are live reality. So if Joseph Barker a storyteller or he true for to himself, and Jamal and Padolo the chant this one. How can you be bold as though? Where are the roads? Where are the schools? Where are the hospitals? The people take money overseas, they build houses. But you came in at the age of 80 and you ran $1.1 million car. Don't you think that money could have gone to the schools and hospital? Jamal Cham and Padole. This is the feeling. This is what burning me, and I want you guys to protest and bring all this.
Who do you want him to
How
come
can
for? You want Jimmy or you want me? Who do you want him
Your
to
Padole come in?
Thank you very much. You know, I was
No, talk,
say
Padole,
it.
talk to us. How you
Yeah,
feel
I
when
would
you
say,
where are the schools? Where are the
Yeah.
roads? Then you
thank
run
you,
$1 million
thank
car.
you very
What
much.
sense in it?
Mr. Cholope, thank you very much. You know, I would say I see it from my heart. Everything we're saying here is a fact. It's true that we're saying, but I look at it as a waste of breath. So, in this kind of situation we have in our country, I think the Liberians need to come up with strategies to eradicate this kind of draconian, tricky political strategies in our country. Because the kind of statement that the old man is making right now, drawing the sympathy from the Liberian people towards him to make him to be president. Many of our politicians have been saying that when he gave them a gavel, they do the right thing, and nothing happened to them. So we will say it. Everybody is an open secret. You can see it. The old man said that he can ride wheelbarrow to go to the mansion, but now he's riding a vehicle, one single car worth of more than millions of dollars. What does simply mean? If it was your child, or if it was someone that you have control over, make such a statement and he do this kind of thing, what will you do? Put the slide in here right away. Put him on the right track. But these are the president. They do things and nothing happened to them. And they will do more, nothing will happen to them. You know what I'm saying? It's too painful, eh? Let me be realistic. Now, when not Joshua Baka alone, all the so-called legislative people, lawmakers and things, all of them involved in the same class. That's the reason why they cannot impeach Joshua Baka. Because all of them are in the cookie jar. What can we do? What can the Liberian people do to stop this kind of nonsense? So that's what we should start looking for. We should not be looking for evidence now to say to nail the people to what they said. We should start looking for solution. What can we do to stop this kind of nonsense? That's all I can say here. Everything Joseph Barker said is contrary to today. So what's the point? Very, very tricky moment.
Jamal?
Oh, yeah,
Jamal?
Right.
This
right.
is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. An 80-year-old man convinced Liberian. Where are the roads? Where are the schools? People steal money. They take it overseas to build houses. The papa come in. The first thing, he ran $1.1 million bulletproof car. Talk to me, man. That thing is burning my heart.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the thing is this. I think we should look at it for the fundamental. It has a fundamental issue right here. The fundamental problem is we need to have a cap on vehicles and the personal items the government pay for the government officials, from the president down to the senators and House of Representatives. So there was a cap set on that. Then we don't have an issue. But you know why? Those guys, those real ministers, those government officials would not put cap on it because it's in their interest. They will speak of other issues, and once they come to the issue of now, the last time you heard that they were trying to put like nobody should buy anything more than 45,000. Why even 45,000? Where's the rule? 45,000 worth of car in Liberia. So because there's no cap to what they buy or what they use as a government officials, you can buy anything they want. So, and this is not going to go into law. This is not going to put it on the floor of the House to decide these things because it's in the interest of those laws makers. So the old man buying, he told us that you're going to go dry and weaver. If it costs him to get into weaver to get to the machine, you will. But now it costs you. If somebody give me, he can get $1 million worth. So why can't you buy it? So this is it. So the condition is this: the old man will buy it because somebody around you tell him, Mr. President, you fit to ride a $1 million worth. God, that's your status. And when people keep praising him, his hair grows big. He say, "Yeah, I need it. Bring the money." Someone else, okay, I'll provide the money because I want a contract. So this is what happened.
Jamal, let me hold you. Let me hold you. People didn't force him for he to say this. Nobody forcing for he to say this.
This is the same thing that happened.
Liberia today, where are the clinics, where are the schools, where are the streets, where are the roads? Not because we couldn't build them, but the money that have been diverted.
Yeah, Paul, I understand that.
Nobody forcing.
I understand. I get that. But even accused those in the diaspora that they are dealing with their mortgages. They are taking the money to come to Europe or America to pay for their mortgages. So they don't have any interest in the country. They don't have that patriotic feeling. He said in one of the interviews. But that's not the point. The point is, if we have a guideline for the government officials for things they buy, their personal items, like government provide for them, if there's a limitation to the money they put in, then we have an issue. But once that is not in place, is that the woman fault? Darren's not told he's not going to be riding first class he did. He told a couple of things he went against. So he's not a winning person. There are a lot of, Paul, when you're running, Siddiqui told us right here, when you're doing a campaign, things you say is politics. You will say something to sell yourself. When you get there, that's not a ball game. The story change. In politics, in leadership, it change. What you see out there until you get there. When you get there, that's a total different ball game. So whatever they are saying, we should not hold them. So if there were policies in place that keep them in check, they will not be making the reckless statement or a statement to impress us. We need to have these policies in place that put these very leaders in check to make sure whatever they tell us today, we can hold them responsible tomorrow. If you don't do that, they keep doing this thing to us. They'll come up $1 million worth of car. Armor is a bulletproof car. What does he need in Liberia? We don't have the road. He himself said we don't have the road. We don't have the clinics. Why are you taking the money outside and pay for your mortgages? So we need to put in place. So this is thing we should be put on the floor in the House of Legislature, that every leader should have a certain amount of money should be spent, even to the president. If it's a gift, is the president telling us a gift, president should not have more than $250. I think $200 worth of gift for anybody. So those things are not being implemented. They are being followed. I want to repeat this. The House of Legislature is sitting quietly. They're saying nothing. They should be calling the old man to question. Mr. President, why are you paying for this money? We need this money for. Have you seen a Universal Library building lately? You can't see. You don't want to put it up there. It's bad. And nobody's worrying about that. And there's some money up there to renovate that building. It's not started. And that building should have not been talking about right now. That should be the priority number one for the government library, the major institution in the country, Universal Library. It's not been looked at. There was a budget a couple of months ago came out. Renovation should be done very shortly. But what I'm trying to say, we can go ahead and say over and over, and I'm saying, keep doing, because we don't have policy in place to control these leaders that are buying these things at their own will. If I'm there, I will do the same, because there's nothing to put me in check. Look, even the Pope have the opportunity to steal. If nobody will control, you will steal. The greatest imam, if he had the opportunity to steal, nobody check and you will steal. So this is the situation. We are all him or Paul.
Right. Siddiqui, I'm getting angry as I play this old man video, because based on his age, people said because he lived that life, he will not be like George Weah, the young man who want to live flamboyant life. This is the old man I told, or where are the roads? Where are the hospital? Where are the schools? The first thing, he went on VOA. I came to serve. But now, he came to serve now. He ride $1.1 million bulletproof car. So that $1.1 million bullet, could you imagine that they could have bought $1 million, how to call it, paracetamol or malaria pills that will help the young people and old women in Liberia? What say you?
You know, glad that you brought back that same VOA interview out. You know, and that interview was before the inauguration. At the time, the National Election Commission already declared uh, President Boaka as the winner of the election. So right after that interview, I think in an effort to raise some money for the government elect, Amara Kone initiated a meeting with World Bank executive in the US. Because at the time, Liberia, we've had a very good story. Our neighboring country, Sierra Leone, had an election. There was some noise around it. At some point, the US government sanctioned some officials in Sierra Leone on the basis that the current president stole the election. And then our other neighboring country, Guinea, you know, there's a coup leadership there currently as we speak, Mamadi Doumbouya. So we go into an election, you know, a certain president losing, accepting his loss, and willing to turn power over peacefully. This was a story that needed to be sold to the world to get some money for Liberia or the government elect. And I'm making this reference because I read the 100 Days report from Amara Kone, who Joseph Boaka and the United Party people kicked out. The likes of John Molu, Amara Kone, and the rest of the people who gave them this victory that they have today. So they went to the US, they met with the World Bank Group, trying to secure the target was 100 million. At least let's get 100 million, and then we kickstart, you know, whatsoever plan we want to kickstart. But remember, this is not a free money. World Bank don't give people free money. So they had a meeting with the executive of World Bank. So they intended to get 60 million from there, and then engaged with the African Development Bank. I think the president was in Cote d'Ivoire to get the bonus 40 million and then just kickstart, sell the same story. So when they went to the US, they met, you know, like the time sorry, somebody's unmuted. So that's the time they took the pictures, they posted on Facebook, or the JNB is connected and what have you. So the World Bank's group told them that you need to do the follow up. We cannot make any commitment right now to sign a deal, but when you go back to Liberia, make a follow up, and then we'll see how we can give this money because it's actually a loan, it's not a free money. So when these guys left the US, they came back to Liberia. The story changed. According to Amara first 100 Days report, when they want to appoint somebody contrary to what they promised the Liberian people, well, Amara Kone and Molu comes in and say, look, this is not how we should do it. That means we'll be diverting from what we promised the Liberian people. In fact, the entire team complained John Molu and Amara Kone to Joseph Boaka. Now they forget about the meeting they have with World Bank. The whole focus down, some people want to get a job. The party chairman want to go to Freeport. Remember, the party chairman was the first person who organized protests to Joseph Boaka House that the partisans of United Party have been forgotten. You see? So the whole focus now was about job. They forgot about the World Bank meeting. They complained Amara Kone and Molu to Joseph Boaka that they are not team players. Simply because Molu recommended that, look, anybody we are going to appoint, let those appointees pass through vetting process. When you come and say you get a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, we agree you get a degree because we place too much emphasis on degree in Liberia. But this is a vetting process you're going to pass through to know the kind of experience you get in this. For example, when we want to appoint somebody as a finance minister, what's your experience? How will you be able to perform there? That's a vetting process. Moluna recommended. The men not want it. They complained to Joseph Boaka, and Joseph Boaka sent a private message to both Amara Kone and John Malu that look, my team are complaining about you guys that you are not team players. So I will advise Amara Kone for Christ. Amara Kone is an elected official. He was elected as senator. John Malu, that's why I respect him so much. The moment Joseph Parker saying that message, he left. John Malu is running a private business in the US. In South Africa, in Kenya. He took his bag. He said, look, what we're seeing right now, we've not even going anywhere. I'm leaving. The fact that he can complain me to the president don't even, he can call us to investigate. He's sending us a private message that my team is complaining on you guys, that you're not team players. Then I will advise you step away. The guys left. That's why today we can see John Malu and Amara Kone around. And we lost that money that we were supposed to receive from the World Bank. Because the whole focus was on jobs. And they have this old man in a space that anything they tell him, whether it's wrong for the country or right, that's what he does. And sadly again, we will have to open our eyes, especially Liberian people. Look around today, brother Paul. Look around in the country. Open a phone line. Most of the UP guys that will come in and defend. Ask them how many jobs this government have created since almost 2 years now. They can tell you. The government of Liberia is still the higher employer. Bulk of the budget the country generate, the revenue the country generate, it go into salary. What is the agriculture budget, for example? Because what they get in a so-called platform, they say agriculture, arrest, road, and all the kind of stuff there. What is the budget going to agriculture? What is it? What is the impact they've been able to make in agriculture, for example? Nothing. They wake up, they say that, in fact, all the committees President Baka put together, everything failed. He put an asset recovery together, it failed. The asset recovery, the only thing they could recover recently was bag of rice. According to them, that the former foreign minister and Mary Brother stole. They said they just went without court warrant. One morning, they just go to the people's house, arrested them, took them to court. In a few minutes, they took them to South Beach. And one thing about Liberia, they seen that they were released, and that case is there today. Then the war and economic chronicle, why is it?
They even go into big day on a cover.
You see, so the war and economic chronicle, why is it? They wake up, they say they are bringing 285 yellow machines. Very unrealistic. And this bugger that sit in the country there, they can't even hold the people that are accountable. What sense does it make that a government that is struggling like this will get 200, not 10 yellow machines, not 50, but 285 yellow machines? The Jamaica went to China recently, taking photo. 285 yellow machines when I come to Liberia. So forget about that. These guys are scammers, Brother Cholope. Let me end on this. They are scammers. And unfortunately, we have a country that bulk of the people, these are people that celebrate. And on the other side, we're not really press on the people, because that's how they've been able to condition our people. And let me just, maybe in 1 minute, let me close on this. The protest that is happening tomorrow, those guys been doing publicity for 3 months. So there's a group of young folks called themselves COP for JNB and JKK. They came up with a press release.
Yeah.
They said they are coming on tomorrow to appreciate President Baka. Here's some of the things they're saying. They said they are coming to appreciate Baka for providing job for them. They are coming to appreciate Baka for his development. But interestingly, 90% of them don't have a job. How can you say you're coming to appreciate somebody for giving you a job, but you not get a job? Because they give you money to come and do that, and you lose your senses, and you get in the street, you make yourself stupid. But that's the country we have. So we have to have a serious conversation about this, wherein Liberians would divert from being too emotional in terms of making decisions that will impact millions and millions of people's lives. So for me, that's how I see it. Thank you.
So So, I mean, Siddiqui, you're right. You spot on, because all of these things, they make promises. But the thing is that frustrating a lot of people is the age factor here. The age factor of Joseph Newman Barker, who have lived up to 80 years old, come to office at the age 79. And then based on that, he been in government for what, over 42, 45 years. He have seen it all. And then what is frustrating that he told the people, say, we're coming to serve. We're not here for friendship. We're not here for this. We're here to make things happen. Then he went on to say, where are the roads? Where are the schools? So he conjured the people to reality, because at that age, you already live it. Why now? Yeah. Why can you do the right thing for the people? Yeah. So this is a situation we have in Liberia. The former president, the Buka Denso, he did his big, he entertained over 9 music release that he made. We learned that. Then after that, we got a storyteller who good at, when granddad good at telling story, they can tell the story good to convince the children. Yeah, back in the days, we were able to walk from Lofa County to Monrovia. But something interesting, the reason why I'm bringing this out, Liberians have not done their due diligence about this old man. He's a good storyteller. He tells the story, it is why it is, and people buy into it. So a good storyteller came and conjured people, say, it calls me Rahui Barrow. With your intelligence, your sign man, somebody can give you $1.1 million bulletproof car. Amen. What Liberty swear or what? What happened? If the old man can conjure the people, then what are you thinking about the young people? This is the point I'm making. If he was 50-year-old riding that thing, you say, yeah, because he's energetic, blah, blah. But he left it already. That man ought to be riding something like old taxi. Who want him? I mean, but before he got the $1.1 million car, George, we have a new brand, bulletproof car that they left with him. So why they can't sell that car and put the money into what he's saying there? Where are the roads? Where are the hospitals? Where are the schools? You see, Padre, this is annoying about Liberia. This is what annoying. And then I want you to speak on this thing.
With you, the mining sector has been one of the most problems in this country. In my lifetime, I've seen the mining sectors. I have seen our resources exploited, and I've seen the lives of the people remaining the same or worse. For most of the areas where mining has taken place, they have become ghost cities. A lot of people there unemployed. Nobody has even cared to find out what should happen to those people who, because of mining, have been there. The mining sector is going to be within our very, very watch. We're going to know what is happening with our resources, what are the people getting for them, and what do we see after they are no longer there.
Yeah, let me say something here.
Talk to us about the mining sector.
Yeah.
What have he done? 2 years now in office. What have he done with the mining sector? Talk to me.
Paul, if you got pressure, do not listen to this mess.
Yeah.
If you got pressure, don't listen to the rhetoric. You understand what I'm saying? You see, but I keep on saying this. What can we do as a Liberian to deal with such a human being then that be in our political vanguard, lying and do nasty thing to our people? People are not benefiting anything. This old man, I think this is the best time for the Liberian people to start coming up with a solution with rule and regulation or with law. Immediately when he leave the power, or he can remain in power and be in peace easily and be prosecuted for whatever nonsense he did. Then next time somebody who come into power will not do the bullshit the old man is doing. To be realistic, he's doing foolishness and he don't even care. And you know nothing will happen to him. because they put that stupid law into our constitution from top and from Doe administration. Because let me tell you something. I worked from Doe of government from the start to finish. I was in the police force. They bring that kind of nonsense law into our constitution. They say when the president is in power, whatever he does, he should not be prosecuted so long he has not been impeached. So they do it beyond that nonsense law in our constitution and do all the nonsense. Otherwise, you see the old man, he make a statement like that. What happening now? Since he became president of this country, he went the last time to bomb here. He closed the company. After 1 week, what did they? I don't have physical evidence to what he did for him or what he did to him. He changed his mind, and the company is reopened. Because I've been a prosecutor. When you're making a statement about someone do something, you must have evidence to associate the fact. I don't have the evidence, but there's a second set of evidence that this man will brag one way or other to change his mind. You understand what I'm saying? So the old man, all the statement the old man made, let me tell you something. If it's a serious country, all the statement that the old man made is a recipe, is a criteria to impeach him. But what the lawmaker then? To petition to impeach this man? No, because all of them are in the same cookie. So even the lawmaker then, they see kind of lie the line to get into the House of Representatives to get $50,000 worth of vehicles every 3 years. You see the kind of nonsense? Then you go into America. That's why Donald Trump dealing with them. All the African leaders, he said, you people are shit. Oh, somebody who's stealing from you is standing on a queue to clap for the person. Be roll, passing. Then you clapping for him. That's what Donald Trump said, and he happening. That's the truth. So if you continue to listen to this old man rotary, your pressure will go up. The Liberian people,
that's right. So the purpose of this program, because there is a point.
But the young people, if you didn't stay friendly, their business. Some are all with more than 60 years.
Right. There is a protest tomorrow. So the protest tomorrow, this is why we're reflecting on what he said. Because he shouldn't have given room for Mobile Molu and others to organize protest. And he was very sincere to himself that look at the children setting cold water, they're not going.
He came because he came to loot the country, to
so
rob the nation.
If an old man who said he have seen it his entire life, he's not 20-year-old. Yeah.
What?
So city can come in so we can close all they want. The mining sector, according.
Excuse me, Paul. I want you to realize. Let me bring something to your attention. This old man said he can dance with the devil to get to where he wants. Can a reasonable person make such a statement? Someone who have the country at heart can he make such a statement or behave that way? He said it. When the people say, "Oh, Prince Johnson have been flipping from one end to another, robbing the country, going from here and there. He's a criminal. He's a this and that." He said, "Yeah, I prefer working with the devil to get to where I want." That's what he did. He did now. And from the time he get there, nothing going straight.
Okay.
So what the Liberian people can do
come
to punish this person, that's a strategy we need to employ. Whatever property he got,
so Sidiki, I want you to come in on this one here. But there's Sidiki come in. Regards to the mining sector, that his entire life he lived it. He have seen it, nothing good. The mining sector. He's 80 years old. That means he have seen from Lanco to Goodrich, all the mining sector up to today's day. He have seen it all. He signed the concession agreement that God built him. That's what I'm talking. He was in government. He was in a dual government. There was a landslide. If he had no way come, he have seen the way the people suffer. He left it. He come to power. What have he done in the first 2 years?
In Manarabo.
Yes, what have he done the first 2 years with the that we can see that this is what the old man done with the mining sector that he spoke so highly about? Siddiqui, talk to us.
I don't want to.
Siddiqui there?
I think Siddiqui is not. Can I come in?
Hello?
Yeah, you there?
Yeah. What was the question? Sorry.
Okay, I think I got a question.
I said the old man talked about the mining sector. He had lived it for 80 years. He was there when bomb mines. He was there when Lamco. He saw it and bombing. He saw all of these things. They know the monorail area. There was a place in it. There was a landslide. BF Goodrich, all of this mining sector around Liberia. He saw all the life of the people were so bad. He said when he come to power, he's gonna change it. 2 years on, any sign, any decision that he had done something that the people see, yeah, our life will be better. Anything like that? Talk to us.
No, there's no sign, Cholope. And I don't know, for some reason, what I don't know, you still get a hope that something this president said during campaign time, you still expect that he's going to live up to them. If that expectation is still there, I would tell you that you should prepare for more disappointment, because you're not going to see it. Not like, Siliki is saying it, but because President Barker, has proven to show that, he cannot. And I'll give you one example on this. One of the main campaign those guys want to have President Barker elected was that all throughout his experience in government, they said he never had a position where he can be able to make a decisive decision as the president of the country. So let's give this man, your vice president was Jeff Parker, he could not do these things, he could not sign consensual agreement, he could not fire people on his steal, and this and that. Let's put him in executive marshal. You'll see how the country will be. But interestingly, Helen Costa, Costa shaped before. So after the win, Costa tried to beg him for them to negotiate and reconcile. So Costa had a meeting with him. And this is what Costa said. In exposing, Joseph Barker complained to Costa that he's not happy with the Minister of Justice and the LACC boss because they are delaying with corruption cases. They can't come up with a result. And this time around, Joseph Barker is not vice president. He's not minister. He's the president of the country. When you're not happy with the Minister of Justice, for example, you have the authority to fire him and appoint. You're not doing it. When you're not happy with the LACC boss, for example, maybe we'll say LACC boss is a training position. But the Minister of Justice, for example, you have the right to fire him if he's not speeding up corruption cases, to bring indictment on people, or to free people that are not actually, guilty of the corruption allegations that are against them. But instead, Joseph Barker went in a private meeting and complained on people. But unfortunately, Brother Cholope, if that was in a serious country, I can be in your government. I'll be working for you. You're not happy with me. You can call me and tell me. And you go and gossip about me to somebody else. The person come on the media. In a decent country, somebody will resign. But my brother will not resign. Because that life is start with that job. You see? So I'm saying this to tell you that everything this old man said, during campaign period, they were all rhetorics, political rhetorics. It's not coming from his heart. You don't have the ability to implement some of those things. They told us, in fact, when you elect this man from day one, the first 100 days, they said they were going to do some things, and the first 100 days was a complete failure. American had a whole long report about the first 100 days. This is the president who said he respect the rule of law. The Supreme Court, the higher court in the land, ruled in a matter and say, the majority bloc are in error and Fonati Kofa is a legitimate speaker. 2 days later, President Baka came and said, you were with Quorum. So everything he's saying, he contradicts himself.
I'm not calling us Ligi. We need to stop concentrating. What can we do as a Liberian to punish such a politician? In the future,
what we can do, Mr. Dollar, what we can do.
There's a strategy Liberian people need to employ.
What we can do, Mr. Dollar, is to continue to have this kind of conversation to enlighten the minds of our people. I don't know if this show is really on the radio in Liberia. The people should understand that the war is moving. Look, I was in Liberia, very, very blind to the latest technology that is taking the world to, which is artificial intelligence. In fact, in some advanced country, AI is taking jobs from people. People are building stuff now that are working in restaurants. And bulk of Liberians come to this country, they're not even exposed. The last time I posted on my Facebook page, I said about 20, according to World Bank, 2060 something, AI will take most of the job for one Liberian guy come in. So what is AI? I say, wow. See, so this is an indicator we're way behind. The war is moving. But next week, July 26th, will make up 178 years old. What do we have to show for it? We continue to empower people only for them to come and enrich themselves and their family. While majority of, look, during the election time, there's a town in Nima called, I just forget about the town name, but there's a town in Nima. 8 human beings left in a kino in our town during the campaign time. It is sparkled on the internet because it was election time, but they were busy during the campaign. But 8 human beings left in a kino, including a 3-week-old baby. Simply because they've gotten on that canoe to go and fishing to get food for their family. No human being deserves to die because they have gone to hustle to get food for their family to eat. Just recently, under this United Party government, a young Liberian footballer was playing on BYC on ATS in the first division league. He sustained injury. I think it broke a foot or something like that. So they're talking to JFK. They don't have the equipment to do the surgery. Cali Hospital, nothing. So the team recommended that this guy be flew out of the country to Ghana. So trying to get ticket and all that kind of stuff, the team just chartered an ambulance for the guy and mother to travel by road to go to Ghana. While on our way, the little boy passed off in Africa. The country failed that young man. And so these are the conversations we got to tell the Liberian people that look, for too long, simply because, look, most of you on the show tonight, you are all fatherly figure to me. Most of you on the show tonight, you have your own struggle history when you're coming up. You didn't just wake up and see yourself in London or in the UK. You pass through difficulties. But because you pass through difficulty, you didn't say, this difficulty, my children too should come and pass through it. No. Your work have always been that what you went through, your children should not go through it. But the mindset of most Liberians is that because I suffer, my children will suffer. No. I don't care what happened many years ago when I was not born. I don't care about that. What I care about is now, what we can do now to change the narrative for the younger, for us, our children, our unborn children to come. And the way we can do that is to think differently. Is to do things differently. Is to live a principled life. Don't just follow. Nobody must just come to you and say, you know what, can't support me because from the same country or we speak the same child and you follow behind it. No, it's not enough. When they get there, they not get time for you. Today, at the executive mansion, the domestic staff was at the executive mansion. They are all family members of the Minister of State, Grace Spray, and Joseph Barker. Bulk of the young folks who work on a purple water in rain in Liberia to ATL, that wonderful day when they were campaigning, there was a heavy rainfall that day. They work all in the water, provoking people. Both of them, they are jobless. And when you come to talk on Facebook, they dare to insult you. These are the conversations we need to have, Mr. Dollar, to enlighten the minds that look, we need to wake up.
Yeah, I think so we need to make a law.
We need to wake up.
I think that we need to make sure we advocate for a law that will punish the leaders that fail the country, whether they will impinge or they left the country peacefully. So long they didn't do the right thing for the country, we need to bear consequences for their wrongdoing. That law needs to be in our constitution, and we should start advocating for that. Somehow we on our way to go. But you go out, the children are coming. We need to get that in mind. Let we change the narratives of punishing the corrupt official that kept our country down. That should be the technique for you young people to put up to date. Because if you listen to old man,
thank you, Padoli.
And look at what he's doing today, he will carry your pressure up. When I saw that 3 video, I had to go in my room and take my pressure tablet. So all these things, then we need to solve.
So
obviously, gentlemen, you're a young
Padoli,
yeah.
don't your pressure shouldn't go up. Your pressure shouldn't go up because 4 more minutes and I want to bring Jamal on here. So Becky, your pressure shouldn't go up. It's just that the old man is, in my mind, the way I see him, he's one of the most cunning Liberian old men that conjure 6 million people. And out of that 6 million people, he's smooth operator. Jamal, let me bring you in for the next 4 minutes to close on this program. Tomorrow protests, which is the key that we're looking at. And with this other young group from the UP party want to honor Joseph Nima Barker for the hard work and the job creation that they are happy with. Their bread and butter issue have been solved. We think these people will be planted in the protest to call mayhem because we learned that LTA now want to shut down the internet for the world not to know what is going on. Isn't there something that, because I remember the June 7th were in Liberia, the George Weah government shut down the internet, but were able to go through by VPN to get situation on the ground. You think this is George Weah playbook that these guys want to do, shut down the internet and beat on people like what George Weah government did? Because the June 7th, at some point, people didn't want to go, they have to force them out. So is that something all this so-called counter-protest group that they could plan then to cause mayhem and 1810 nasty tomorrow? What your take on it, and we can close the show?
Okay, thank you very much, Paul. I want to first speak on the issue of the mining thing the president spoke about. Before I just make my two-minute comment on the tomorrow protest. You see, the president is like, this is a good thing that we had this to run these videos. In 2024, February, there was a violent protest in King George, in Beer Mountain, about the living conditions, the bad labor practice by the Beer Mountain, and the deplorable living conditions of the worker in our area. So the question is, since this happened, there was some death casualties and stuff, so on, some death. The president, has he made any surprise visit? Say he's very concerned about the living condition. Mining has been something on his mind. Has he gone to any mining site in Liberia as a surprise to see the living condition of the people? As a first and foremost, we should put the question. Let's agree that, look, I was in Cape Mount. I was in Cape Mount for like a week. I was at the, and they call it something, a resort in Cape Mount. I was in, what's the place name? Rubber Sport, I think for 3 days. Paul, the people in Cape Mount, in our area, they are struggling. If you have had the opportunity to see the people that live in Akinjoy, they're living like a refugee camps. Their living condition is very bad. The company does not care about the people. And that's the reason it went to the state. They've been putting a complaint against this company, the way they treat them. The government is not listening. So they took the law into their hands and they started burning down these machineries and other things. That's the only time they got government attention. So if the government is, the president said, so she said, is concerned about the living condition of people in the very man area. Why is not visiting those areas, making a surprise visit to make sure the people living conditions are improved? The bad labor practices have been carried on by the companies. But do you know that I said on this program yesterday that in King Joe or in Bear Mountain, what is being mined is being airlifted to Sierra Leone by helicopter. That's what happened. It doesn't go through our airport. That's what they do. So somebody within some government officials getting some brown envelope and just sit down, and some top loud mouth within the county getting small money. So the rest of the people are suffering. This is bad for the people. And now on the issue of tomorrow protest, Paul. So Paul, you see, they are learning from George Weah. CDC were one of the best in terms of destabilizing this thing. You remember when there was the election protest, I think from Bernard your daughter, or something like when this guy took the street with a gang group, where he was what is guy name? What's the guy name? He was mayor of the city, Goji. Took a group of people to go and just disrupt the protest, whatever was going on. So this is not strange in Liberia. Implanting in another group within a group is very common. There's a possibility that this will happen tomorrow to cause most chaos. That's why I was saying that the people that organize in that protest should be very careful. There could be an infiltrator in that group that get that situation under control, and they will take the blame. So they need to be at their best behavior tomorrow, whatever they do, to make sure those who are organizing that protest, they know everybody, they're well done, they're well controlled. Infiltrator could cause trouble, it could hang on the head. Those guys could be arrested and sent to jail because it causes more trouble. So that's a possibility. But now, this is what happened. Another thing I will tell you, why is it that when we're having these massive nationwide protests, people will come and praise the people that are doing the wrong. The system is, we don't have a support system for everybody. The government, people depend on each other, Paul. This kind of dependency syndrome is bad. Paul, I must praise you because you're poor, you're my friend. When you get to power, you must put something in my pocket. This is the thing. So the people the youth leaders, the youth wing, we saw in the George Weah leadership, the youth wing of Unity Party is now saying, whatever you do will come out tomorrow. And they are galvanizing them and putting them together to go an anti-protest or pro-government favor something against the protester. So this will happen. You know what is that? The fundamental issue is we don't have a system where we can live on our own without somebody putting something in our pocket. Mm-hmm. Here, an example here in the UK, when the people wanted to sample to where Sidiki is right now, Kigali, I mean, whatever it is, those people don't have people in this country. They want to send out the UK. People went on the street. Citizens of this country went on the street to protest. They were not called upon. The governors, they put themselves together. They put about thousands that came out to say, we will not let you send these people out. They are refugees that have a right to live in this country. But that's not the case where we come from. The reason is we don't have a structure in place where support system is there for those who can afford for themselves. So we depend on each other pockets. So for that matter, if Paul is my breadwinner, if you're going to go to jail, I will fight for you. This is the case. So until these things are removed, before people can come and say, look, on my own mind, I will fight for the country. Those things to be set aside. It will go to happen. Infiltrators will come to that program tomorrow, and they have to be careful. They may escalate to a situation where we can control and we may regret. So to end, the organizers of the president must be very careful that they may be infiltrators, and the government, the legislatures, the government in power, if they really like Liberians, they want Liberia, so we need to put a structure in place that people should not depend on each other pocket. There should not be that dependency syndrome should get away. We should be able to put a structure in place where we can able to live on our own. Government should put a support for those who can help themselves, like the disabled, the elderly people. The government should put a system. The government can afford that. Youth to go to school, well supported, equip universities. Why people like Sidiki and thousands of what are going to Rwanda? Rwanda just came out of war in 1984. Why should you Sidiki and other people go to Rwanda go to study? When Liberia was a beacon of hope for people from South Africa, other people coming to the University of Liberia, Cotton University, and Maryland College, University of Maryland. People used to go there from all other parts of the world to come and study. Why are they going back to other countries? Rwanda that came out of war in 1984, and they had a system now in place, well equipped. So Liberia is, Sidiki said, 178 years to one. We all agree. We are not going up. We are degrading because the system we have. Or Liberia is a bad news. That's my end of the story.
Well, thank you, Jamal. Liberia is a bad news. And just to let you all know, to our viewers, we'll be back here on Friday for the regular show, because tomorrow on Thursday, Linford will be here hosting a debate for the group in Norway. They having their election in Norway. There are 4 contestants for the presidency in Norway, the Liberian community in Norway. And so tomorrow, Linford will be here the regular time to carry all this debate. The flyer is out. Let me put this out just to remind our viewers, you can join me for tomorrow, which will be 7 o'clock UK time. That will be 8 o'clock Central European time. He will be hosting this debate. These guys are contesting for the Liberian leadership in Norway. So let's follow Link for tomorrow. It will be interesting. On Friday, we're going to look at Liberia role in Africa. And this is something that we talk about because in 1962 or 63, when Nkrumah and others met, they wanted to have the Pan-Africanism that Africa become one. Liberia was the spoiler. Today, Liberia is still a puppet to the U.S. We'll be looking at that on Friday. So join us on Friday for that discussion and other news. So I'll just give everyone here 2 minutes each so we can summarize and have a day for tomorrow. Padori, I'll start with you. Just 2 minutes. Where you take on the whole thing, the program and the protest.
I will go to the protest. Protest is the right of every citizen to be done in a peaceful manner. That is the best way for the country. And what people should look at, they should not look at the messenger. They should look at the message that the messenger is giving in the protest. When they listen to the message and take the message, maybe something good will come out. But when they look at the messenger, they will be agitated. They will not be able to follow it all good. So I will advise the Liberian people, let them not look at the messenger, they should look at the message, they should listen to the message for the protest that they're going to organize tomorrow, they're going to have it tomorrow. And I hope it should be a nationwide protest, not only Monrovia. Monrovia is not is not Liberia. Monrovia is part of Liberia. So this protest should be, because the suffering is not only in Monrovia, it's every corner of the country. So the protest, I hope they organize the protest on nationwide protest. So that's what I can say. Let them listen to the message, not to look at the messenger.
Thank you, Padole. Sidiki?
Yeah, again, I think it was a great show and always good to be here. Thanks for the invite, brother Paul, Mr. Jimmy, and Mr. Dole. Always good to engage with all of you. Yeah, so tomorrow we look forward to a peaceful protest. We want to say to the organizers of the protest, you don't have to throw stone, just go there in a peaceful manner. The war is watching, even though LTA has issued a statement that the internet will be off tomorrow. But I believe there are other Liberians who have other internet capacity to bring the unfolding to those of us who are in the diaspora to be able to see what will be unfolding there tomorrow. Also, to the police, you have an obligation to to take some restraint and protect the protester because they are Liberians, and your job is to protect all Liberians, regardless of whether they are in the protest mode or they are not. Your job is to protect every Liberian. So we look forward to a peaceful protest tomorrow. But to our listening audience too, thanks for your comments, your view. Taking the time off to react to the live video is really appreciated. But thank you so much, Brother Chopper, because it's late for my almost 12 here. Yeah, so thank you. Good to be here once again. Thank you. It was a great show, actually.
Okay. Thank you. Quickly, Paul.
Thank you, Sidiki. Gemma, close up.
Quickly, I just want to say thank you very much for having a great show. And thanks, Sidiki, with all the busy schedule as a student. You came through to talk to us from Kigali, Rwanda. That's our brother from Mr. Dollar, always there with Call. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who follow us. Like Paul said, my colleagues have spoken about the 2 protests tomorrow, but I'm not going to talk much on that. I'll just say a big thank you. Always, please subscribe to the Bottomline Liberia and always share. We are here to discuss Liberia. Liberia is our passion. We want you to be part of this. So whatever you want for discuss, drop the comments or your suggestions in our message comment section. We'll see what we can do for you. And we'll host anybody you can get us to talk to. Also, please make sure you drop it for us. I want to say a big thank you for joining us tonight. Don't forget to follow our colleague tomorrow. Linfor Egon Gwe will be hosting candidates tomorrow from Norway that will be contesting for the biggest job, the Liberian biggest job in Norway. So be part of it and follow it tomorrow. And we will see after that. Friday will be as well our normal business as usual to discuss Liberia. And I want to wish you a happy Wednesday from the city of Manchester, UK. Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you all for the protest talk. I hope you guys do a good job tomorrow. No violence for the sake of our people who want to see the better outcome. So on this note, I will just play this little clip and close the show. We shall be here tomorrow to watch Linfor conducting a debate, and we're back on Friday to talk about why is Liberia so dangerous to the continent Africa. That is our topic. Join us on Friday. Follow us tomorrow. We'll all be sharing a show on the debate in Norway. So, guys, I want to say good night. I want you to listen to these people in the market as I close the show. Tomorrow is the debate.
The same experience. Market the king. The same experience. Market the king. No buying. At least if they buying from us, we are also able to buy one thing, we face it. But when the money sends the money account, I only get some sister. Sends the money.
Send the money. Send the money. You miss the time. 11:26 a.m. When you came here.
I came by 7 o'clock here the morning.
Almost 12 midday.
But I want to tell you, I don't even say it. I just now go back $10 water to drink. $10 water. But you know what? 18 years is serious. Don't wake up left for me. I will not vote because of the people who can listen to them to help us and talk for us. They ain't doing it for us.
Who the people there?
The sponsors from the White House who were encouraging us and talk to us to vote to bring the Papa in power. Now, we accepted it. From today onward, we see him again talking to the Papa for him to see our constituent streaming ourselves in the market, the system. So tell me, since the money, what time we get money to buy? To go for the children. We single
How many children you get?
I get 3. Single parent. No.
Everything hard.